The creation of the State of Israel in 1948 is one of the most significant events of the 20th century. To some, it represents a miraculous act of national liberation after centuries of persecution. To others, it represents a Nakba, or catastrophe, leading to displacement and a conflict that remains unresolved today. But how did it actually happen? How did a small strip of land on the Mediterranean coast become the modern state of Israel? Today, we're looking at the history, the politics, and the wars that shaped the Middle East. To understand 1948, we have to go back to the late 1800s. At this time, the land was part of the Ottoman Empire, inhabited by a majority Arab population and a small, long-standing Jewish minority. In Europe, rising anti-Semitism led to the birth of Zionism, a movement founded by Theodor Herzl. The goal was simple: Jewish self-determination in their ancestral homeland. Small waves of Jewish immigrants, known as aliyahs, began arriving, buying land and building agricultural communities. At the same time, Arab nationalism was also waking up, as people in the region sought independence from Ottoman rule. Everything changed with World War I. The Ottoman Empire collapsed, and Great Britain took control of the region, which they called the British Mandate for Palestine. In 1917, the British issued the Balfour Declaration, expressing support for a national home for the Jewish people. However, they also made conflicting promises to Arab leaders who had helped them fight the Ottomans. During the 1920s and 30s, Jewish immigration increased, especially as the Nazi Party rose to power in Germany. Tensions between the Jewish and Arab communities escalated into riots and eventually a full-scale Arab revolt in 1936. The British tried to please both sides, but ended up pleasing neither, eventually restricting Jewish immigration just as the Holocaust was beginning in Europe. After World War II and the horrors of the Holocaust, the international community faced immense pressure to find a home for hundreds of thousands of Jewish refugees. By 1947, a weary Great Britain handed the problem to the newly formed United Nations. The UN proposed Resolution 181, also known as the Partition Plan. It suggested dividing the land into two states, one Jewish and one Arab, with Jerusalem as an international city. The Jewish leadership accepted the plan. The Arab leadership, arguing that the plan violated the rights of the majority Arab population, rejected it. On May 14, 1948, the British Mandate officially expired. That afternoon, David Ben-Gurion read the Proclamation of Independence in Tel Aviv. Israel was born. The very next day, 5 Arab nations, Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon invaded, aiming to prevent the establishment of the Jewish state. The 1948 Arab-Israeli War lasted for months. When the fighting stopped in 1949, Israel had not only survived, but had expanded its territory beyond the original UN lines. Jordan took control of the West Bank and East Jerusalem, and Egypt took the Gaza Strip. For Israelis, this is the War of Independence, but for the 700,000 Palestinians who fled or were expelled from their homes during the fighting, it is known as the Nakba. This mass displacement created a refugee crisis that continues to this day. Israel's creation changed the map of the world and the course of history. It provided a sanctuary for Jews from across the globe, but it also set the stage for decades of geopolitical tension and conflict over land, sovereignty, and identity. Understanding how Israel came to be isn't just about dates and battles. It's about understanding two different peoples, both with deep ties to the same land, searching for a place to call home. What part of this history would you like us to dive deeper into? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical breakdowns.